What's going on, guys? Time for another recap. Man, it was a beautiful day today. Do we have some calls? Let's get into it. So, moving forward to some clean points of interest. Let's start the morning. Nothing crazy. I wanted to see a short to open the gate before we started to pop. So I wanted to see these and these levels fill. So essentially, I was getting short here. We wrote it down. We did a cover here, came back up. We got both these targets. And then it ended up being a pop to short day, and it gave us a pretty easy signal actually to follow this. Then getting into the day, as you see, went short here. Had some open P&Ls on the top step, coming back down. Beautiful targets hit. And the big targets hit, obviously, on the dump for the short that we called. P&Ls are there. And then for the short target scalps we put in, would be down by the green zone because we have our boxes of Fibonacci we'll go over real quick here. and then this is our last really big green call. So I was calling that we're going to stay under 475. 475 was max resistance today. This is what we did for our premium Discord today. And man, did we kill it. We called over 380 points actually. And missed a lot of the big dump here, but man, there we go. So let's get into some of this stuff here. Now, tried and true here, the Fibonacci from Friday is what we were biggest on, right? And if we back this up a little bit here, I'm going to take this data point off, and we're just going to run the Friday pre-market. So we talked about this algo right here, and anything above this was a continuation box. But what's the problem with our Fibonacci system, right? Our strategy is to come inside the box, hit the golden pocket, bounce to the top of the box, bounce to the bottom of the box, right? So we have a long scalp, a short scalp, and potentially another long. But did it do that yesterday? No, we have nothing for pre-market, absolutely zero. This pre-market algorithm had absolutely no tags the whole day. Had a beautiful force up, which we were ready for. I'll put the prior video in the description if you want to check it out, but we called the whole force up on the move here, and it was a good one. Now, moving into what we've seen for the back test here. Now, this little guy, you could see, come back, draw tool, come back. Technical difficulties. So our fib box here, 1618, right? Up to almost 2618. Got stuffed by the zero, right? And if you remember our red engulfing Fibonacci, anything underneath would be clear and cut to go. So why did I pick 275? Well, or 475 rather. It brings into today's algos. Now, we missed the 2618 push, so if we couldn't get up here for resistance, we found resistance early, we had to come back down to the Fibonacci box of pre-market to get that data. Because again, yesterday we left this algo right here wide open. Not a golden pocket tag, not even a freaking 100% tag. Like, it's nuts. You very, very rarely see this. I don't remember seeing it all year, so it's pretty much the first one 8 months in. So now, with that being said, we have two different algos this morning with data and another. So what do I like to do? Well, we're going to delete that Friday guy just for now. We're going to come back to it. We're going to focus on the pre-market algo. This is the data candle. What do we do with data candles? High, low, fib, right? 5-minute chart. Boom. And you see what we got. So anything under the pop, this is why we picked 475, will be a clean house to the downside. So first fib box is the data. We have an algo right here, pretty much in the same spot. Don't really need to use both. But we had a little bit of a break in here. We came into the fib box, which was best case scenario for us because we needed to launch through the golden pocket and into 475. Now, the biggest takeaway is here, you notice that we didn't have any reaction on the 5-minute chart to the golden pocket resistance. This candle right here, 840, zero reaction. It opened here inside the 100 and blew right through every level, continuation to fill up the high-low of our data candle. The high-low data hit for resistance. We could not stay over 475, so I called the short for the day here. And then we obviously posted, like we went over before, X and Twitter, where our target was. Get over here. That target was right down here in between the 1618 and pre-market lows. So right here. Okay. So we called that one on X and we gave away a free 180 some points here to the downside. And then we started getting cooking to the Fibonacci. Now we had some really good signals from the MACD here. And let's go over some of these oscillations real quick before we get into the extension. The MACD coming from pre-market data candle here. Notice the cross and the small wave. My fat head's in the way. Let me move this over a little bit. Up. Real tiny guy right here. So if we bring this up just a little more, look at the MACD here, okay? Very small buy wave. We had a huge engulfing seller wave, followed by tiny buy wave for the data, okay? Tiny buy wave, not good. Big sell wave, great. That means continuation. Look at the RSI, beautiful lower high, lower low break, breaks through, and back to the bottom of the channel, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome pre-market reading, because that just handed us on a silver platter the downside for today. So only with the extensions using, notice that we couldn't even retrace these moving average back tests. So 10 SMA daily is in the blue right here. We launched through it, never back tested and went. Completely algo driven downside, right? 6665 5-minute right underneath the purple, light purple dash line right here. That's the 666 SMA on the 5-minute chart. Same thing, broke right through, never back tested. These are things that we got to remember for the next trading day because they will become magnets. 50 SMA daily was a rejection point up here that we shorted as well, along with our 475. And look at the extensions to the downside. So here's the fib box again. Outside of here, we go to 1618, 2618, 423.60, 666. Again, our last extension point of the day. And man, it just liquid wash down. Just a beautiful algo sell continuation. Complete divergence there again on price action to MACD during the end. But man, it was a beautiful day. And we knocked it out of the park. So we posted a lot of our huge P&Ls here on the X, and we posted these way before they happened. So a lot of the times we're going through our premium Discord too, enunciating and allowing people to kind of get these trades underway in pre-market, right? So I come in, I'll bring our Discord up real quick here so you can kind of see what we're talking about here. Just pressing all these buttons. I go through in live and pre-market here telling us, you know, this is our short scalp right here. Come in at 5587 and change, right? And then we scored that. We update every positional, every attempt. We had an NQ breakout. We're up 1290 for the day. I'm giving you picture by picture. You see all the entries, all the exits, and I talk about these trades as we move forward, right? And we hit every single one. Another top extension. We totally picked the top short here. At this time, we're on trade 5. We're up 5 grand and 45. I think the ending P&L was just under 7. We ended with tons of the members coming in here, just showing that they all caught this 4160 from another member. Beautiful trades here. Man, the scalp zones were just beautiful this morning. We don't get many trade days like this. And then our last continuation short, I made 40. No, this was a 50. Wait, what time was this one? This was our 9 o'clock. This is the 70 pointer. So I made up with 70 points on this one here. I wrote a single one down, single NQ. That's it. And added up to that 6,900 and something at the end of it. So another very, very, very big piece of the pie that we had. And in our daily as well, we talked about our anchors coming in, and we'll get into those in a second here. But just wanted to show you guys that we talk about this stuff day in, day out. And we also had some anchors today. Now we can go to the trading view, and these are something you're going to watch for tomorrow. Okay, so here's the plan. When we come into a day where we have a no top tick, right? We have a no back test. And notice here, I'll put another anchor on here. From the top down, see, this is an anchor VWAP from high a day. QQQ, SPY. Now notice, did we ever get a back test of this anchor? No, not even a little bit. Let's make it green so we can see it really easy here. Okay, so as you can see here, we had a no back test, and this is a very, very, very good magnet for the days coming. Because this no tag top down VWAP, along with its buddies that did a liquid wash in the orange, are going to become back testable magnets. So yesterday, we're going to be moving into tomorrow. So tomorrow, which is today's yesterday, this high right here, this anchor VWAP should be watched for a back testable magnet. We're going to post on X, so follow me over there and I'll show you how to play these tomorrow. We'll call them in pre-market. We're going to look for a potential back test of these running back up and hitting those for a long scalp, right? And there's no guarantee that it has to come up next day, blah, blah. We could just continue the wash because, again, we were in this wash. We called this wash. I'll link the videos in the descriptions at the bottom. for this exact move. So in the last YouTube video, and again, I'll put both prior YouTube videos up there, I called this exact move where we had a bounce off the 100 EMA, and I said we'd come up to the gap right here on QQQ, and then we would fail. I even drew a line in the YouTube video, and I said we had these 2 days, and I said we'll come up to the gap, and then we're going to go straight down, right? We said it word for word days ago. I'll put all the links in the description. If not, just watch the last few videos on YouTube. It shows you exactly how to predict this large winged move here on a first gap tag. And if everybody knows me, they know I love gaps, and any first tag gap is generally not a fill. And I've done a lot of lessons on this. It's in the indicators we use as well. So if you want to scroll down in the YouTube to check those out, I teach you how to play these all the time. And a lot of these movers, when we don't get gaps, I explain that the double gap and go, the second gap will have a higher percent chance to hit as well. So gap 1 and gap 2 here on the daily, this one consolidating at the 100 EMA, come up, back test the 50 before it breaks back down and chases down that 100 EMA tag on SPY. That is my initial call. Okay. So if you guys have been watching for the last couple of weeks, I'm calling for a 100 EMA tag, 8 to 15% from all-time high pull. Now, we're getting 6% at 100 EMA, and then that 8% is where we start getting the double gap up and a back test of some very big weekly levels. So this weekly fib, and again, I already put this out there in a couple prior videos, but it's going to be somewhere around that 524 mark where I think the bigger market bottom has a potential to go to. So this Fibonacci from highs is that 8% pretty much. So I'm looking for at least 8% to the downside. Now we just need maintenance, right? So we just need the price action to stay under the 50 SMA daily, which was a great target today. We got to break these higher lows that are stacking up, right? Continue to that 100 EMA. That'll be the easy target. That's the next leg down. And this is exactly what we said we were going to see off the gap tag. We had 2 days prior, up, it pushed into the gap and failed, right? On Qs. SPY looks a little bit different, but SPY, and why you had a separate target as well, had a very, very, very cool target. So if I go to a different set right here, and I can show you guys real fast, last but not least, yesterday's highs also left a gap. It's a sliver gap, right? So if you notice, you bring up your chart real zoomed in, you're going to get this guy right here. Yesterday's lows, prior high. There is a gap right there. This gap became a targetable short attempt for today, right? For data. So not only did the Fibs data work, not only did everything else work, you could have traded this with literally the gap perspective. Here's your data, high, low, and just look at this thing, man. Right out of the top of the box, 1618, 2618, 4236, 666. Just beautiful. All the way down to the 50 SMA. My partner Connor, trading live with us all the time as well, called the 50 SMA tag today, literally up here. Like he was saying, we're going to make it all the way down. So a huge point call for him there today as well. And when we moved into the targetable offense, again, yesterday's highs, right, left that gap because we never made it down to highs here on Tuesday. So this gap left yesterday was also a target for the short to fill. Okay. So this was a very algo-driven sell-off, and man, it was a really, really, really fun one. We killed it across the board. Now, for the next daily attack here, it is a Friday. We got PC, we got some data on there. No expectations again, per usual. If you find any value in any of these videos here and you want to come join with us, you'll want to trade with us, the links are in the description. We got Apex discount codes, we got Top Step code links, and we trade live every single day. We'll see you there. If not, we'll see you on the next video. You guys take care.